Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, respected faculty members. Thank you very much for providing us an opportunity to talk about the role of the state today. Syndicate 1 has been assigned the topic of identifying the gaps between policy formulation and implementation and how to improve the governance structure. The whole construct of the National Security Workshop revolves around the concept of the state. What is the role of the state? The primary duty of the state is to provide a safe, secure, and enabling environment to the citizens, and that is through good governance. And so the Charter of Governance is also should be the focus of the state as well. The sequence of the presentation is as flashed. Ladies and gentlemen, statecraft, how to run the state. Basically, policy making is a tool of statecraft which gives us a roadmap on what the state and which areas the state wants to focus on for providing a good environment for socio-economic development of its citizens. The smooth functioning of the state, nation building and public service delivery is of primary importance. Ladies and gentlemen, we should seriously think about how policy making is formulated, how policy making is done, and who are the people who are responsible for executing these policy measures. Throughout our workshop over here, we've been seeing that policies are being made, but who is implementing them? What is that machinery which is supposed to execute these policy measures? What is their capacity? And how are they being groomed? And how are they being employed? And how are they being deployed? Basically, policy formulation requires agenda setting, clear objectives, ways, means, and ends to achieve those objectives. Team building. Ladies and gentlemen, not to quote, but yesterday we were told that there's hardly anybody who is available for performing or execution of these policies. The DG ISRA also pointed out that we should look around us, groom those people who are supposed to execute these policies. We need team building, and this forum over here at the National Defense University is providing an excellent opportunity for a whole of the nation approach where everybody from all the sectors of the nation are present here, and they're all aiming to improve the governance issues in Pakistan. So for policy making, stakeholder consultation is critical. In order to have a good policy, then we should adopt pilot projects and roll them out in phases, and then adopt the ones which are successful, and mid-course correction obviously is very important. Lastly, impact assessment. The aim of our presentation today is to explore the gaps between policy formulation and implementation and propose solutions to improve the governance. Let's look at some of the data insights on how the world looks at how policy making is being done in Pakistan. According to a World Bank study, countries with well-structured policy frameworks have a 2 to 3% higher GDP growth rate as compared with those with weaker frameworks. Ease of doing business of the World Bank states and ranks Pakistan low in trading across borders with significant delays due to red tapeism. Transparency International report says that countries with robust anti-corruption frameworks and effective policy implementation see a 50% reduction in policy failures. UNESCO states that participatory approaches lead to 20% improvement in the success rate of policies. Here we have not agenda-driven, but rather personally driven policies. Now coming to the local domestic scene, Pakistan Agriculture Research Council has said that Pakistan has 30% lower crop yield per acre as compared to its neighboring countries due to weak policy frameworks. IRSA states that there is 30% loss of irrigation water due to outdated policies. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pakistan Economic Survey states that budget shortfalls cost 25% increase in project costs. Let's look at some of the two most controversial policies in Pakistan. The energy policies. They're literally one of the most flawed policies. 5 policies in 30 years, the rental power policy we're all aware of, and the IBPs. What is the impact? Staggering circular debt has crippled the economy. There's been closure of industries, hyperinflation, unemployment, and social unrest and chaos. Another one is the weak climate change policy. Why? Post 18th Amendment, now we have overlapping jurisdiction between the federal government, the provincial, and the local governments. There's total absence of legal and regulatory framework. What is the impact? there's a smog surge, deforestation, soaring temperatures during summers, rapid decrease in underground water table, etc. We'll talk about the gaps. Why is this happening? Basically, the gap also exists because the execution team, the machinery which is supposed to execute these, there's a void over there. And the governance is absent from these areas. When you're making a policy, weak stakeholder consultation is there. The team which is supposed to build this consultation process itself is based on personal agendas. Then there is lack of resources and lack of data-driven policy making, overlapping jurisdictions, and lack of continuity. With every change in government, the whole policy is set aside and another one takes over. Now I will request Barrister Mansoor to come over and delve on the mitigation measures and the way forward. Thank you.